So now we will continue with classes and specifically with self parameter and init method. So to understand what self parameter, I will rewrite my student class with info method but without self parameter. So let's try to create a new file which is, for example, myself self.py, then creating the class student with the method, with the info method without self parameter, and I will make it print simple sentence which is hello, here you can find the student information. That's it. And now I will create a new instance, Python, but first I have to reach my class, then like this, my self.py, then creating new instance which is student equal to student. Now I will call the info method. Then I will get this error. Info takes 0 positional argument but 1 was given. Let's try to understand what is this error and why did it happen. Actually, I didn't pass any argument with info. As you can see, it's empty. But as I mentioned in my previous videos, the Python interpreter converts the student.info into the class student dot the method info, and the instance student will be passed within info like this: student, the class student dot the method info, and student will be passed as parameter or argument. So in other meaning, Python pass object with the method info, but there is nothing to receive it. Here it's empty without any argument. So that's the reason why I get this error. Now let's try to receive the object which I passed with which Python passed with info, which is student, by passing self parameter with info method. Here, for example, self. Then I will try to call it again. Student equal to student, then student dot info. So as you can see, now the code works perfectly. Hello, hey, here you can find the student information. So I think now it's clear why I have to use self with classes, but I want to support your understanding by writing a new example or another example with the same class. So for example, here I will create new instance attribute which is name, self dot name equal, for example, Jabi. Also I will declare variable, normal variable, which is, for example, course equal to CS, which is computer science, and here I will edit the sentence, for example, find the student name, and here in the course name course dot format with the self dot name and the course without using self. So here I will rewrite it again. Student equal to student, then student dot info method. Then I will get hello. Here you can find Jabi information in the CS Computer Science course. So as you can see here, we didn't get any error. We used course without the self and we didn't get any error. But actually that's not mean we can use the classes without self parameter. And the reason, for example, if I created a new method which is, for example, result, then self parameter, and here I want to, for example, get this sentence which is the name of student, for example, pass it the course name course successfully. Then dot format, and here I will pass self dot name and the course without self. And now if I try to create a new instance, student equal student, then student dot info, then I will get the same previous sentence. If I call the result method, then student dot result. So as you can see here, we get the error name course is not defined. We got this error because we cannot access course in result method, and actually we didn't use the name of object when we created the course, like name. Here we create the name of object which is self, but with course we didn't use it. So the course variable within the particular method which is info cannot be accessed by another method which is result, and that's it why I got this error. And that's all about self. I hope the explanation was clear and enough to know why I must use self parameter with classes. And now I will move to the init method or the constructor in classes. So to understand what's init method, I will continue with the same example, which is class student. I will recreate a new instance and I will call result method directly without calling info method. So to do that, first I have to call my class, which is my self.py, then create a new instance equal to student, then call result directly student.result. Then I will get this error, student object has no attribute name. And we got this error because when we invoke the second method, which is result, which print the self name, the object was enabled to find the instance attribute, which is self.name, and that's because we called the second method result before calling the first one, which is info. And actually the initialization happened in the first one, info. As you can see here, self.name equal to Jabi. So to solve this problem, Python has init method, which gets called at the time of object creation. So let's try to add init method to our class. So here, div like this, double underscore init double underscore then self. Then I will cut this, and now I will use self here. You know why I'm using self here in classes? I think I explained just 2 or 3 minutes ago. So here I have to add self. Self, and here also self dot course, and I think everything is okay now. So let's try to create a new instance and call the result method. So here myself student dot equal to student, then student dot result. So here, as you can see, we get Jabi passed the computer science course successfully. So what's happened here, that at the time of creation of the object student here, so the init method will be invoked by default. Actually, it's the first method that's being called at the time of the creation of the object. Then after invoke it, it will initialize the instance attribute name, which being initialized to Jabi, and the course attribute being initialized to CS, which is computer science. So don't forget, init method is called at the time of object creation. And now, if you remember that Python interpreter sends object as a parameter when we create instance and call method. For example, here student.result, actually here we have the object as argument. So also we can pass parameters and assign the attribute with that parameter. For example, here if I delete it and then here passed our parameter, which is name and course, then name and course like this, then I will create a new instance, which is student equal to student here we need to pass the parameter, the arguments. So the first one, as we said, is the object, which is implicit, and now we will add the new attributes, which is name, and name equal to for example, let's make it Jabi, and the course CS. Then I will pass it student dot result. Then I will get the output, which is JBPath, the CS course successfully. So that's all about the self parameter and the init method. I hope that everything was clear and enough to understand these two concepts, because actually it's the basic of the classes in Python. Thank you for your watching. Bye bye.